What's up, guys? Ratty here from Street Seekers. You are tuning now to the first episode of The Link Up, and I'm here with Colton with his K24 swap Acura Integra DC2. We happen to work with each other. So one day I was working and I heard an exhaust from the outside of the building, and I looked out and I see this car, and I was like, yo, who drives this? And I find out it's Colton. Tell me about this build, man. Like how long have you had this car?
Well, I got this car in 2014, just after high school. It was like I was coming out of high school just looking for my first car. In high school, I always loved the Integras, so it was like when Instagram was just becoming popular and all those Instagram pages were going crazy. So I really loved the Honda pages. They were like the cars that you could, they were realistic out of high school and stuff with your first job or whatever. So
when you first got the car, like what was the form like?
Basically 100% stock. Paint was really bad. I got it from an old couple. They lived in Florida and they left the car in the city every winter. So it actually never seen, if any, winters. I don't know if it's seen winters before, but there's like no rust underneath or anything. So that's basically why I got it. The overall, like the exterior was very bad. Paint was pretty bad. We looked underneath the car, me and my dad, and we're like, this is it. Cause it's like it had such good bones. So
yeah, that's good. You know, it's always a pleasure finding that body
like,
when it comes from an older
needle
person.
in a haystack kind of thing. Like a lot of these things are rusted out pretty quickly, but this one
was in still good shape, right?
Yeah,
it was a good base to work off, right? So
yeah, lucked out.
That's always a good thing. When you first got the vehicle, like, what was your initial plan? Like, what did you have in mind at the?
I was a stancy boy back in the day, so I wanted to slam it, camber it out. It was like the big thing when stance was getting large on Instagram, so that was kind of like my whole look. So I did that for a bit. When I first got the car, I knew I was gonna do the JDM front end, so that was like the first part I picked up. Then just got like the 98 rear bumper and all that stuff, the Type R spoiler. I just had all the body parts put together before I sent it off to get it painted. But yeah, once I got it back and painted, I just slammed it to the ground. And
like, what wheel setup did you have first? Like,
my first, well, I had a set of white SIR wheels that were powder coated white. That was kind of like my first wheels I had the car on. I was driving it around, but my first like stance, my first like, I guess, decent wheels were the Work Meister CR1s.
Yeah, beautiful wheels.
Yeah, so I had those in 16x9. Those fit the car really nice. They were like a pretty new wheel when I first got them.
Yeah.
So I saw those and I was like, these are the ones for
sure.
And
at that time when you were running those wheels, like what was done on the body? Just the front end, and then like,
yeah, well,
the way it's like seen right now, or was it like a little?
It's pretty much the same. Yeah, I just had the Type R front end, and basically the exterior is pretty OEM. I just did the side molding delete because this is originally a GSR.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the side molding delete. Everything's the exact same. Basically just slammed as far as I could to the ground. There's lots of suspension work that goes into getting these things super low and being able to drive. So
Definitely. Did you have any of the interior that you currently have done at the time, or? Pretty
much everything at the time. Yeah, I just like stripped it all. I took all the plastics out because they were kind of beat up.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't really care for I wasn't gonna have back seats or anything like that. So I just ripped it all out, ran kind of the gutted look. Then I got these Type R seats. That was always the seats I wanted. Put a new carpet in the car. That's pretty much it for the interior. Just kind of freshened it up.
How long did you run that setup for?
2015 to 2017. So 17 was the last year I had this car on the Meisters, and then I sold those because this car was an LS. Well, it's a GSR car, but it didn't have the GSR engine. When I got it, it was the LS motor, so the non-VTEC. After 2017, I picked up a B20 VTEC from a buddy of a parts car. So I was like, the car came off the road for like 2 summers, and I just worked on swapping the B series in it. Nice. And eventually got that done around 2019, I think is when I had it back out.
Yeah.
So that was when I got the TEs and lifted it back up. And
okay.
Tried to go for the whole Kanjo-ish look.
Oh yeah, for sure. So like, tell me the story about what led you to the K-swap.
I was a B series guy, and then I started working at K-Tuned, and they kind of talked me into it. And the funny thing is, like, before I even got the Integra, very early on, I really wanted the K-swap, but it was like super expensive back then.
Yeah.
Or I thought it was. And that was like before I even really knew. It was pretty early on, so I was like hybrid racing. They had like this, they had this guide online, and I remember downloading that PDF and just like looking through everything you had to do back in the day, and I was like, man, this is a lot of work. Put that on the back burner. And just stuck to the B series because B series is just plug and play in these cars, so it's just a lot easier. Yeah. And they have better ground clearance for like lowered cars.
Yeah.
The oil pan or the block's not as tall, so yeah, that works out good for stance guys.
That's very true.
Yeah. Then started working at K-Tune, and they convinced me, so I said, screw it.
Was it your idea to go K24 or theirs?
Well, I originally wanted to rev it higher. I was like so fixated on like 9,000 RPM. plus or whatever. So I really wanted a K20, but JDM K24 is like, I think in Canada it's like $1,200, $1,300.
That's cheap, you know?
So it was like basically the no-brainer. Don't regret it at all. The K24, the torque and everything.
Yeah.
You make more power.
Definitely.
It's a lot funner.
Definitely a fun drive for sure. You want to pop the hood and see what's cooking
Sure,
under here?
I gotta come to this side.
Oh, yeah. Holy. Look at this engine bay.
Yeah, it's hard to keep it clean. I didn't realize how difficult it'd be to keep a white engine bay clean, but I guess it makes sense.
It's crazy though, the theme looks so good with it. It flows so well.
Yeah, it's a JDM K24 RBB2 head. I did a Type S oil pump, bone stock head other than some drag cartel drop-in cams. Did a VTC gear. Did a Type R crank pulley, if that makes a difference. It's just a little bit smaller. I don't know if it really makes it that big of a difference, but and then it's got a 8th Gen SI trans, bone stock, and an RBC manifold with a 80 mil throttle body on it, and a K-tuned big tube header.
Damn.
K-tuned everything.
Oh yeah. That's the perks when you work at K-Tune.
They got everything you need.
You guys heard that straight from a K-Tune employee, you know?
Yeah.
You want to do a K-swap? Just reach out to K-Tune, man.
This actually was a B series rad in it. The inlet actually got welded over and changed the location of the inlet for, I guess, a K series. I didn't really want to.
So B series was sitting on the right side.
Yeah, just for the way that the upper coolant housing is on the B series is on this side.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, just instead of getting a whole new rad, I had that one.
Who did the welding?
ES Automotive. It's a friend of my dad. Used to work there. RIP Eddie Schramm. He unfortunately just passed away the other day. So,
oh, no.
But he did all my all the welding, all the TIG welding, all the exhaust welding, everything on this car is all done by Eddie Schramm.
So this car is kind of like sentimental now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, having it for so long and just picking away at it slowly as we did, the whole car is built at home in the garage.
Oh,
Me
no
and my
way.
dad. The only thing that was outsourced was obviously the welding and the paint job.
So this is literally garage built, yo.
Yeah, in a tight little garage.
That's amazing, you know, like.
Painted the engine bay in the garage. That's why it's not the best, but I mean, it works. I wasn't going for the whole show car finish.
You painted this in the garage?
Yeah.
The engine bay?
Yeah.
What? And the finish
Just
actually.
spray can.
No way.
Just spray can.
The finish actually looks like good.
It's not
yo.
bad, yeah. It definitely could have been better, but it was also my first time, and I just kind of sent it.
Yeah, I thought you had this like sent out to an actual paint shop and got it sprayed, yo. Now I'm very, very impressed. You know what I mean? Like, damn. Because people always be bashing people about doing spray paint without, like, you know,
Yeah.
without being at an actual paint booth.
Yeah.
But damn, like, look at this. You can see the results.
I definitely messed up in areas, and I didn't do the best at keeping dust and stuff out but it was my first time, so I just kind of winged it. But I don't know, turned out good enough for me. It's not really I don't really put it in shows anymore. There's a lot of little nicks here and there that I don't really want to bring to a show or whatever. But
Keeping up with show car status, like maintenance-wise, of the paint or how your kit is like,
that's what I mean. Like, I was always getting pissed because I didn't clear bar the front end. So like pretty early on after I got it painted, there was just rock chips everywhere.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, every time I drive this thing, it's like just rock chips, and yeah, it was just annoying. 2019, I was like, I'm just gonna raise it up, make it fun to drive, and actually just try to enjoy it. And now the cops don't seem to like it too much. So yeah, they keep giving me a hard time.
That's crazy because you live out like in the boonies, you know what I mean? Like, so you wouldn't think that cops would harass you as much, you know? But
oh yeah, they're pretty bored up there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I learned to just every time I see a cop, just clutch in and just try and coast as far as I can.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
and then this lip is a pain in the ass too.
Where'd you get the lip from?
I got it from Milo. It is a VIS lip, so it's a carbon, right? Yeah, it's a spoon style. It really didn't fit that well. I messed it up pretty bad trying to get it to fit on both ends, and then I eventually got it to fit. It wasn't all cracked like this until over last winter. I guess just sitting in the garage.
Yeah.
Over the cold days or whatever, it for some reason just started cracking everywhere. Like, that's not even from hitting it on the ground or nothing.
That's crazy. Because I asked you about that before, right? Yeah, that's crazy.
I have the Type R lip still, which is a good look, but underneath this lip, it scratched up the bumper quite a bit, and this lip sits higher in the bumper. So like, if I go back to the Type R lip, you'll probably see the scuff marks and stuff, which sucks. So I'll probably get the bumper painted again. Well, whatever, just rock this until it blows apart, I guess.
The spoon lip always looks so fresh with the JDM front end.
Yeah, the spoon lip, I'm pretty sure this lip is actually a little bit bigger than the spoon lip. lip. That's why I wanted the VIS one, because it was a little bit
just a little thicker, right?
yeah, a little bit thicker, I guess you'd say. Definitely copies the same style as the spin lip, but
You're gonna do a big break soon?
yeah, I actually just replaced that caliper you're looking at there. I tried to paint match it, but I kind of messed it up, and it's a little bit lighter than the other ones. But eventually, probably do a K-Tune brake kit.
Ooh, might as well, right?
They
You
look
work
good.
for them.
They look good. Not that I really need it, because it doesn't really see the track yet, but still
I mean,
deciding.
it's always aesthetically pleasing when
Yeah,
you pull up, you know what I mean?
It's always nice to have a good set of brakes on it.
Definitely. That's why I'm excited to put my big brakes on the Zed.
Yeah.
Can't wait. What do you got going on in the interior?
Interior wise, basically stock, everything. I tried to keep as much as I could up front. Just did new carpet, a couple little Type R centerpieces that I could actually switch over, all the carbon fiber centerpieces or whatever, fake carbon fiber. Did an armrest delete. We got the red Recaros in there, the Japanese Type Rs. Got the beautiful K-Tune shifter box in there with a pretty ugly shift knob, but it feels nice, so I kind of like that one.
You're gonna upgrade to a teardrop, or?
Yeah, well, I like the weighted. I know the K-Tune does have a weighted knob, which I might switch over to, but that one just feels like smooth, and it's got a nice weight to it. I like the way that it feels.
Definitely when you're pulling into gears, right?
It's the same shift knob I had when it was a B series, and I just kind of got used to it, I guess.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, and I did the Type R steering wheel, 96 spec Type R steering wheel.
Nice.
I did double din Kenwood display there, I guess, LCD screen.
Nice.
I used to have a system in it, but I took it all out because I wasn't really listening to music.
Really, yeah?
Yeah, I used to have a custom box in the back that went in the spare tire well.
And even right now, you still don't listen to music?
Not really, no.
No.
Just like if I'm cruising into work with my brother there, there's got like a podcast on or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I got the ITR cluster as well.
Ooh.
Other than that, pretty much stock.
Other plans with the interior, or just you kind of content with?
I would really like to tear this car down to the shell and just paint everything, because the interior is not painted, like the metal inside. So I'd like to just paint match everything.
Yeah.
Maybe do like a small little cage or something with some gussets. I always like the look of the gussets in the windshield.
Yep.
So that's maybe goals. I don't know. I kind of got it to a spot where I'm okay with like kind of just leaving it for as long as it needs to be.
Yeah.
Obviously now you get older, other bills and stuff come into play.
100%. Older you get, more responsibilities, you know?
Yeah, a lot of this car was built pretty early after high school and stuff. So
yeah.
Just really the K-swap that's happened recently. Other than that, the car's been pretty much the same way since like 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
Just raised it up, got new wheels.
Jeez. I've always loved like an X-bar inside any of the Hondas and Acuras, you know?
I liked it. I really like the look of it too. Like this is a replica, unfortunately. The real one's like was super expensive when I was looking at it.
Miracle X, right?
Yeah, and this was like in stock at Garage 16 when I was looking for a piece. So I was like, fuck, whatever. I was a stance guy. Throw it in there. I've never taken it out since.
Yeah, this is just like
it's a pain in the ass.
It's a showpiece, you know?
But yeah, as you can see, I should definitely be painting the interior here, removing the sound deadening. Paint match would make this thing look a lot better, but.
Got that Canjo bill, man. You just need you need like a livery or something on the side of it. Any memorable moments with this car that you won't forget?
To be honest, man, I really drive it as much as I'd like, but I feel like my most memorable moments will be getting fucking pulled over every time.
No.
Plates pulled twice.
Holy fuck, twice.
Well, I did one long trip out to Cayuga one time when I first got it on the road.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun, just first time long trip, taking it out. Because I used to go to CSCS and stuff like when I was younger. My dad used to bring me out to them, and I was always like, I want to do this. Yeah. So I brought the car out one time when I had it on the road, and it was a pretty far drive, but I guess going to car shows and stuff too, I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was like my whole thing back early on in like 2016, 2017. Did the whole Imports Fest thing, did the fitted, couple awards. I used to be part of the Envious guys. They're good guys. It's always fun hanging out with them and going to shows, and had a decent crew, bunch of really nice cars.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun too.
Oh yeah, doing shows is always fun in the beginning, but then once you're like,
yeah, once you go to a bunch of them,
you're just like kind of tired of it.
After being at Import Fest is fun, but then you're like hour 3 in, and you're like, okay, I'm kind of just
just want to go home now. You know what I mean? So nowadays, like I think a lot of people just enjoy like the little private meets rather than the big. Because I don't even like going to like those big ones in Vaughan that they used to host, like Strada and stuff like that. It's just too much heat. You just don't need to draw that attention to your car with other people causing a ruckus in the lot that you're in. You know what I mean? And and then you get the shit end of the stick just because you were there, you know? It's like, I love the DC2, man. Like, I've had 4 of them. You know, it's always great to see a nice clean built Integra. Between the Hondas and the Acura is my favorite chassis.
I'd say it's probably my favorite chassis too, other than I really like the EK9s.
Yeah, EK9 would be a second follow-up, runner-up on it.
It's the only thing I don't like about this car is the sunroof. I wish it didn't have a sunroof.
Oh yeah, need more Type R spec, you know?
Yeah, I just like when the roof is all one color.
Do you even use it often?
I've actually haven't popped that in years. It's actually not even OEM, like that sunroof. The GSR does have a sunroof, but this is not an OEM sunroof, it's aftermarket. When I first realized that, I was parked beside another GSR and he had it popped and I was like, why does your sunroof look weird? He's like, this is OEM. I'm like, oh. Then he looks at mine, he's like, oh dude, what is this? Because like this one looks weird because the glass actually is separate from the frame.
Yeah.
And in the original GSR one, like the whole frame is part of the glass. Or frame, I should say, like the seal, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Kind of all lifts up together, but this one is separate.
Is it the same like sizing or like?
I would assume it's probably
or
the
does
same
it look
size.
bigger?
I don't know if it's bigger. I hope they wouldn't have to cut more out of the roof to put that in, but when I got it in 2010, it had 380,000 kilometers on this, on the stock cluster.
Oh God.
So
That's crazy. And how many kilometers have you put on it so far?
oh, I don't know. Maybe I would say no more than 20,000 since I owned it.
Yeah, in 10 years you fucking drove like nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the most kilometers I put on it has probably been coming to Vaughan and back from where I live.
Is
We used
it?
to drive to Barrie quite often. Hung out a lot up there.
Yeah.
That was kind of the weekend thing to do back when I had a lot of friends living there, but they all moved away. So now it's like, don't really get to drive it much.
Yeah.
Also have a real soft spot for nice first molding hood and like a big Jay's spoiler or something. Or...
Yeah. And if I had a DC2 right now, oh my God, like that thing would be arrowed out like crazy. Vented fenders, double canard bumpers.
I feel like all my favorite body parts for these cars now are all, they don't make them anymore, so they're hard to get, like the side skirts and front ends and stuff.
the PCI side skirts are sick though.
Yeah, that's definitely if you're going for that time attack look.
Yeah.
But I want to keep it, I don't know. I like the PCI. They work on a lot of cars, but I want to do a little something different, like maybe something older.
You kind of want to have that like 90s.
Some old, I think there's an Australian company or something. They're called Zeal. Pretty sure they're called Zeal, and they're like my favorite skirt for the DC2. They made a front end too, which is actually pretty nice.
Oh, no way. All right, well, I appreciate you taking your time to, you know, share
problem.
your stories and share everything about your car.
I appreciate actually getting some coverage of this car because I don't really post much about it anymore.
Yeah,
so.
and it's always good to have, right? Because like it's your memory, like this is your creation, right? So if people are taking the time to like shoot it and do coverage of your build, it's very warming, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So this wraps up the first episode of the Link Up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You guys know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. It helps with the algorithm. I'll see you guys on episode 2. We'll see what we feature next.
Stay tuned.
And just stay tuned. Subscribe and we'll see ya. All right. Peace.